Hi, and welcome to Low Carb Cocktails. Today I decided to do a little blog style video and kind of want to talk to you guys about the hidden sugars in rum. Now, if you're on a low carb diet and you've been searching online trying to find out what liquors don't have sugar added to them, you've come across a lot of things that says whiskey, no carbs or no sugars. You have tequila, gin, rum. And for the most part, that's 90% true. Any flavored, I don't want to say any flavored, most flavored alcohols are going to have sugars added after distillation to increase the sweetness, whatever flavor they put in there. Talk about rum. Now, some rums have zero added sugar. Even though it's made from sugarcane, the fermentation process kind of really negates the sugars. The yeast dissolves the sugars during fermentation. So they're basically gone. And then through distillation, it's turned into vapors, brought up, cooled off. As if you know anything about distillation, it's kind of brought down and there's really no carbs or sugars left in it after that. The problem is with some rum distilleries, they dose their product, which means they add sugar and additives after distillation, and that's where your carbs come in. Now, I've compiled a list that I've gotten from a couple of different websites, and I'll go over that with you guys in a minute where you can find this information yourself. But the list I've compiled of the rums that I've seen here locally in my market. Now, this list I've seen is like over 700 different rums and different expressions of some of the rums. What I did is I went to the liquor store here in my town. I went to the grocery stores, every place I could find liquor, and I looked for the different rum brands that are on this list. This is what I've come up with. I have a good list and a bad list. The good list is through the hydrometer tests that have been done by several different websites. It either has 0 grams of sugar per liter, or it has something really minuscule like 2, which could be from sitting in a barrel. And sometimes, depending on what was in a barrel previously, may seep in, and that's what some of this is. So on a scale from 0 to 5, that was considered really no sugar in it. This is what I've seen here in my local market that has 0 grams of sugar, or like I said, something so minuscule it really doesn't matter. Angostura, their 5-year expression. They do have other expressions that do have added sugar. Appleton Estates. Anything Appleton Estates had 0 grams of sugar in it. Now, what I did find out in doing some of this research is that the J. Ray and the J. and Nephews brand, it is the same thing as the Appleton. And if I'm wrong, somebody go ahead, please leave a comment about that. But everything I found is in 2006, those two name brands merged and they just still currently leaving separate packaging. But from what I understand, it's the same thing that's in the bottles. So like a J. Ray Gold, that's supposed to be the same as an Appleton Special Reserve. And if you know something that I don't know, please leave a comment, let me know, educate me. So anything by Appleton Estates or J. Ray or Ray and Nephews, they're gonna have 0 carbs in them. Bacardi Superior, Bacardi Carta Blanca, Bacardi Gold, and Bacardi Heritage 1909. Those all have 0 sugars. All the other expressions of Bacardi have added sugars, and some of them kind of high. The Captain Morgan White and Captain Morgan Original, those have 0 sugars. Cruisin' Single Barrel, that'll have 0 sugar. The Don Q, their Crystal, their Gold, and their Añejo all have 0 sugars. Now, this is where we start getting to something where some of them have 0, and some of them have quite a bit again. El Dorado, their 3-year and their 2 Demerara expressions have 0 sugars. Mount Gay and Smith & Cross, those all have 0 sugars. So kind of Bacardi Superior, that's going to be this one right here. I'm sure you've seen this one here. This will have 0 sugar. The Ray and Nephews, this is their overproof. So anything with the Ray and Nephews or the Appleton brand, that'll all have 0 sugars. The Mount Gay expressions will have 0 sugars. And here's one I didn't put on the list because it's not been tested, because it's a local one here. It's not a national brand. And this is Roulasson, made here in New Orleans. They proudly state on their bottle, without added sugar, coloring, or flavoring. So there's nothing added to this after distillation. Because of that, this has been so far my top New Orleans rum. I'm waiting on some of the other distilleries to get back with me on that information, whether they dose or don't dose, add sugars or flavorings. But for now, Roulasson's, if you're in the New Orleans area, I think that's the only place that you can get it right now, is or Baton Rouge. Roulasson's are great, no sugar added. Now, the bad list. Bacardi, and these are some of the popular ones. The Bacardi Black has 8 grams of sugar per liter. The Bacardi Spiced has 22 grams of sugar, and the O-Card has 20. Captain Morgan Spiced Gold and Captain Morgan's Spiced Gold and Captain Morgan Spiced Black. The gold has 21 grams of sugar and the black has 20 grams of sugar. And these are all per liter. Diplomatico. Every single Diplomatico is going to have sugar added into it. Anywhere from 7 grams per liter to 44 grams of sugar per liter. That's insane. The El Dorado, with the exception of those 3 expressions I mentioned earlier, which was I think the 3-year, the 3-year and the 2 Demerara's, everything else has 8 up to 51 grams of sugar. I couldn't believe it when I read that one. Goslings. Now, if you want a true dark and stormy where you have to use Goslings, you're no longer going to be having the original recipe because that one has 16 grams of sugar. Now, the Havana Club, I know there's 2 different Havana Clubs, and I'm not that well versed on which one is which to know, but Havana Club was listed between 2 and 17 grams of sugar per liter. Kraken, this is, I've seen this one on some blogs on Reddit, somebody asking. So Kraken's 26 grams of sugar added to Kraken. The Lemon Heart 151 has 10 grams of sugar and their Demerara has 17. Plantation, every single plantation is going to have added sugar, anywhere from 9 grams to 39 grams. Pussers, so if you want a painkiller, you might want to find something else. Pussers has between their expressions, it's going to have between 6 and 43 grams of sugar per liter. The next one is Pirate. Pirate has 24 to 45 grams of sugar. And Ronzi Kappa, every single one of those, their lowest being 17 grams of sugar up to 45 grams of sugar. So guys, is there rum and sugar? Yes, there is on some brands. Just because it's made with sugarcane doesn't mean it has carbs. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the fermentation takes care of that. So there's no more sugar after that. It's when they add the sugar at the end. So good rum is going to be sweet because it's sugarcane. Hence Roulasson, Bacardi, J and Ray, Mount Gay. There's a little sweetness in them because it's made with sugarcane, but the sugar itself isn't there, just the taste. When they add it to the backside of it, that's when things start getting iffy. Guys, by the way, this information I got from fatrumpirates.com, and there's a link to, I think, 2 or 3 other websites that they did a hydrometer test. I've ordered a hydrometer for myself so I can test the local rums and get that information to you because I'm always talking about local rums. Now that I'm learning about dosing, I need to check out these local rums for myself. So guys, that's it. If you like this blog style video, go ahead and leave me a comment in the bottom. Let me know you like this. I'll do more of these covering different topics. Y'all have a great day.